Good morning. So we're continuing with the Project S-Type 3-litre V6 Sport, and I'm going to be tackling the rear brakes. Now, some might say, why are you bothering to show us that when you've already showed us the front brakes, which are all done over here? Very good reason. Slightly different setup. There's the electronic parking brake to consider. So what I've done as an initial step is to set this electronic parking brake into service mode. There's two ways you can do that. One is via the Jaguar diagnostic system, the SDD or IDS. You can put it into service mode using that, or the other method is to apply the foot brake and the handbrake switch and withdraw the ignition. And I'll put some footage of how to do that just now. And what I'm going to do, first of all, I need to put this into drive. Now, to maintain that being fully disengaged, I need to do a couple of things. I have to push this down and keep my foot on the brake pedal, and then turn off the ignition. So I won't be able to do that holding the camera. So you have to take my word for it, but I'm going to literally put my foot on the foot pedal, hold that down, switch the car off, withdraw the key. So hopefully that will all be fine. Having done that, I've now disconnected the battery. Don't worry about these cables, I'm just using that to hold it clear of the terminal. So I've disconnected the battery, so that means that the parking brake can't inadvertently fire. It wouldn't anyway, but I don't really fancy getting my fingers crushed by an electronic parking brake when I'm stripping down the caliper and carrier. So let's crack on. What we'll be doing is, as before, we'll be looking to release the caliper, and then once we release the caliper, take out the pads, and also look to then release the caliper carrier, and then onto removing the brake disc. Again, very corroded, so likely to use the brake disc puller, make my life a little bit easier. Then we're looking to clean up the caliper and also the carrier, sand it down, and I've got some drill bits to do that. And then we're looking to do reassembly, and once we've reassembled everything, we'll also look to do a quick run out check with the good old DTI gauge. So that's the plan, so we'll crack on. Okay, so I released the 12mm nut there and also down there, and then just we've carefully maneuvered the caliper like so. Note that the parking brake is still attached, but because it's in service mode, it's easy just to maneuver the whole thing off like so. So what I'll do next is carefully see if I can just hook that off out the way, and then I can look at removing the caliper carrier, and we'll carry on from there. Well, the good news was that the caliper carrier just down here came off okay, and so did the disc, although there's a little bit more corrosion on here than there was the front one. Didn't need to use the disc puller down there. The less good news is this and this. These two sliders seem to be quite seized at the moment, and that probably explains the state of these rear discs. I don't think these were doing much at all. So if I look at the pads, they're pretty thick. Ooh, backing's coming off that one. Could even be original, you never know. Yeah, pretty poor condition. I wonder if they are original and whether anyone's ever touched these, because these are disintegrating, so, but plenty of wear left in them. So I am wondering if these have been seized for a while. So I'm going to have to try and see if I can release these. I'll probably start by getting pliers on these here and here, just see if I can give them a bit of a wiggle without damaging the boots, and then just go from there. Here's the caliper carrier, and these were completely seized in. So the way I approached it was to peel back the boot here and squirt loads of WD-40 penetrating fluid, and then similarly there's a lip here as well. Get it over there, and then you should squirt some more in there, and just keep doing that. And then whilst it was in there, this side I was able to rotate using these pliers, and then eventually it came out once the penetrating fluid got in. I had this around the other way, by the way, so it was upside down, so the fluid was, gravity was encouraging the fluid in. This side was an absolute pig. I ended up having to continually work it, lots of penetrating fluid, and eventually it came good. I think you can see from here some of the bare metal where I had to use this this wrench. That's the only thing that I could actually get it to move. It was corroded so badly. But then eventually I got it moving backwards and forwards, side to side should I say, and then I was able to switch to using the pliers, and then eventually I got it out. So what I'll need to do with these is I'm going to clean these up with brake fluid, get rid of the corrosion, get the brake fluid on there, and then I'll be using silicone grease to lube up. You can see here just how bad though and how dry these are. I do wonder if this is the first time this has ever actually been come out since the car came from the factory. So that's probably what's happened there. I suspect the same thing may happen on the other side. I hope not, but it's probably a similar situation. So be prepared for more work like this. Meanwhile, let's crack on. Okay, I've just blocked up the slider ports there, because what I'm going to do now is spray this sanded down carrier with some Genolite rust converter to give the same protection as what we did for the front. Meanwhile, I've used plenty of brake cleaner on the actual sliders themselves, and I've also sanded them back, and I'll show you them shortly. Okay, that's all been treated with Genolite, just finishing flashing off. I removed the bungs, and what I'm going to do now, you can see here I've cleaned these up back to metal, so they look a lot more respectable than what they did when they came out. They're the boots, and what I'll do is I'll grease these up and then pop them in and make sure that we've got plenty of movement on there before we offer them up to the car. Okay, quick update. Cleaned up the hub and smeared it with red rubber grease. Same for the piston face over there as well. What I'll also do, I will wind that back in. I just will release the brake reservoir cap under the hood, under the bonnet. Do that. Brake disc has been prepared, sprayed up with brake cleaner, so that's all ready to go as well. Caliper carrier, much happier now. These are nice and springy and unseized. So it's got silicone grease inside and then red rubber on the boots, and we're protected with Genolite rust prevention. So all coming along quite nicely. I'll just crack on and wind that in, and then I'll get the disc mounted up as well. Just thought I'd show you the little winding tool I'm using. So the face is there. This braces against the caliper, and literally clockwise wind it all the way in. The will only go in one way. As I mentioned previously, I've taken the reservoir cap off for the brake fluid, and then once you're done, you just release this, take the slack off, and there you have it. So that's part of my kit which I've got over here. Very useful for winding these in. So she's all back together. Just slightly frustrating that the sliders were badly corroded. That took up a lot of time. Also winding in the piston also took quite a lot of time. It was really quite stiff for some reason. The brake reservoir cap was off, but it just took a bit of an effort to wind in. However, we do now have everything fitted in. The spring clips are there on the back of the pads. Pads are in, calipers back in, tensioned to 32. Sorry, these were 32 and these were 103. So you can see there the parking brakes in situ, still disengaged. And then all we need to do is just put the wheel on at some point. But first of all, I've got to do the other side. I won't bother filming that. What we'll also do is do a quick DTI check as well, just to make sure everything's all in order. But I'm sure it'll be fine. But I'll do that later, and you've already seen me do that, so you haven't got to worry about that by watching me do that. Okay, so there is one final step that I forgot to mention, and that is to recalibrate the electronic parking brake. So with this, because I've disconnected the battery, it should prompt me to auto calibrate. So what I'm going to do is switch on, let everything initialize. Don't worry about those faults. By the way, the cruise not available in ABS areas was caused by the fact I put the car into gear and the driver's side half shaft was rotating. The other one wasn't, but the vehicle wasn't moving because obviously there's no wheels on it. So that's why we've got those areas, but they will clear once the car actually gets back on the ground and moves. Anyway, let me just follow the instructions. It's apply foot brake, which we've done here, and also the park brake. And I just felt the slack being taken up by the pedal, and I also heard the parking brake engaged. So that's now calibrated. One final thing I want to do, because I've been working on the rear brakes, is start her up. And I'm going to pump the pedal a few times, let it build vacuum, and then just pump the foot brake, just because those rear brakes, yeah, that's feeling a lot better. So that's fine. So I think I'm going to call it time there. Thanks very much for watching. If you found some of this content useful, please consider giving this video a like, and if you're not already subscribed and appreciate some of the things we cover up on the channel, as well as the reviews, then please consider subscribing. Until the next video, thanks a lot.